Life is a very difficult journey. Even if you pretend it isn't, it's a difficult journey for everyone, especially if you are very honest with yourself, especially if you want to play fair, especially if you want to do right with everyone. So, how do you survive? How do you survive the hell room? How do you survive the hell room until the dream ends, until you wake up wherever you're gonna wake up? Because there are people every day who are unable to survive this realm, and sometimes they do things that you will never even imagine that a person can do in order to escape this place. That's how hard things are in this place, right? One thing that you'd realize when you look at the way that things work in this world, you realize that the hell realm preys on your weaknesses. That's it. Like that. If you had no weakness, like if you had zero, you had no weakness, the hell realm wouldn't be able to bring you down in any way. The hell realm will use your own anger to torture you and even punish you more. You know, if you get angry and you make mistakes because you are angry, now the hell realm is actually using your own anger to make you make more mistakes that are going to lead to more problems. And then you suffer. If you are insecure, always afraid, the hell realm will use, like, it knows your weaknesses. It knows your weaknesses very, very well. If you are a man and you desire women too much, it's gonna use that to torture you. You'll see. It uses every weakness that you have in order to torture you. So what if you were able to get rid of all your weaknesses? How will the hell realm torture you? You see, one thing that we realize about the way things are now is that the hell realm tortures us emotionally. When you look at the way things used to be in the past, right? Humans were very brutal towards one another. You know, Hitler did a lot of horrible things to people. Saddam did a lot of horrible things to people. They used to touch. I remember there's this video that I watched. Uh, they were talking about like how they used to torture people, like how they used to torture people in the past, like prisoners in the past, like maybe putting someone inside like a cow that they've built, and then they'll bend them, or hang someone upside down until they die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that anymore. People are suffering emotionally, and that is why the rate of suicide is growing every year. It's because people are being tortured emotionally, not physically. You see? So you have to realize, I know that there are a lot of people who are still suffering physically. I know that there are people who are sick. You know, there are people who are in hospitals right now. It, but the hell rim is targeting your emotion, is your emotions now. You can see that we're being triggered left and right emotionally. You go online, you're gonna find something that triggers you. I guarantee you, if you're gonna go online and be there for more than 30 minutes, you're definitely gonna find something that triggers you. You communicate with people online. Probably you definitely gonna find something that triggers you, right? You get into relationships. You definitely there are things that are gonna happen that are gonna trigger you. Friendships, same thing, right? So you'd realize that the hell rim is torturing us emotionally, and it's overdoing it. So it's obvious, right? So the real question is, can you get rid of every weakness that you have that the hell room is using to torture you? Can you get rid of anger? For an example, if the hell room is using anger to torture you, if the hell room is using love to torture you, can you get rid of the need to be loved? Can you reach a level of consciousness where it really doesn't matter? You'd be like, "Ah, it's just an animalistic emotion anyway. Why do I really need?" One thing that I've realized, and I love that this is what's happening to me now. Growing up, my desire to be loved was deep. Like I wanted to be loved, and if I felt like I was not loved, I would. It would be very painful, right? I wanted to be loved growing up. Wanted to be loved growing up, but then it got to a point where I'm like, well, it even got to a point where it's hard for me to believe that I'm loved, even when you know what I mean. Even when maybe I'm being treated right by people, it's like now it doesn't matter to me anymore. It's like it's fine. You know what I mean? If there's something that you feel insecure about, maybe you have a big nose, maybe you have big eyes, uh, maybe you don't walk like the way that a lot of people walk, and people like you know. I hope I don't get hit by lightning, man. Like the lightning is aggressive outside. Uh, whatever though. Yeah, maybe you have a big nose. People make fun of your big. Like you can reach a level of consciousness where you're like, yeah, but this is how I am. I didn't do anything to be like this. Y'all can hate me. Fuck all of y'all. Cause what can I do? Like if y'all gonna be used by this realm to torture me, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it gets to a point where you surrender. You're like, it doesn't. Like, why should I fight it? Why should it be a big deal that I have a big nose, I have big ears? You know, uh, you know, like whatever you feel insecure about, you'll see that the hell realm won't be able to touch you anymore. It might even get to a point where people don't even talk about your nose anymore because you don't care. You know what I mean? Like the hell rim. I remember when I was still at home, and I like the fact that it's raining now. Whenever it will rain, uh, like there were many holes, so like there will be rain everywhere. But yeah, there will be lizards that will be coming in. I hated those things. I wasn't really afraid of them. I just can't even explain it. I just felt like they were gonna wake me up, and it's gonna scare me because maybe at first I'm gonna think that it's a snake. You know what I mean? Like I hated those things, and I would always like whenever I would see them, I would always try to get rid of them. And so I remember I would tell my mom about it. Like, yeah, these things be showing up all the time, and she was like, the more you give them your energy, the more they will appear. Like the more you care about seeing them and all that, like they will literally come to touch you. And I thought that was profound. I was like, that's actually true. You see, if you show no weakness in this hell realm, I mean, yeah, well, in fact, I'm not like saying you must pretend. I'm saying you must reach a level of consciousness where you just don't have any weaknesses. And weaknesses, I'm not talking about you sometimes feeling sad, you not loving this realm because some people think that that's being weak. I'm talking about you not being able to cope because of because of fear, maybe because of, you need something so badly, and if you can't have it, you can't cope. you know you're so insecure, so scared. Like when you're in a relationship, for example, you're so scared of, being cheated on and all that, and it's a big deal. And yeah, that's what the hell room is going to use to torture you. So it needs to get to a point where you just don't have any weakness. You just like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I didn't create this, at least consciously. It's just what it is. I don't like it. This is not beautiful to me, and I have right to feel the way that I feel, no matter who says what. This is really how I feel, right? You gotta be that honest with yourself, because no one should be blaming you for feeling the way that you feel. You feel the way that you feel, bro. Like that's it. No one should make you feel bad, or criticize you. Like, you shouldn't even care what other people be saying about how you feel. You feel the way that you feel. Like, and there must be acceptance. And I think there has to be, like, you have to be so kind to yourself that you understand that the the ways that you've been tortured by the hell realm. Because yes, sometimes you're gonna be weak, right? Sometimes you're gonna be weak, sometimes you're gonna be overwhelmed, because the hell realm is always fighting with you. It's always trying to figure out ways to push your buttons. You know what I mean? So sometimes it will kind of get you. But if you're kind enough to yourself to accept that, yes, sometimes you will feel a certain way. It's how you are. Because of what you have experienced, because of your past. Accept that completely and be vulnerable to yourself. You know, you will see that you will actually be conquering. Like, it's through honesty that we can, like, if you are truly honest with yourself, that we can actually heal the aspects of ourselves that we are unable to accept. You know what I mean? Like I gave you this example, that if you have a big nose, or if you're not honest with yourself, and now I'm gonna give you the honesty that I gave you in the beginning. If you're not honest with yourself to accept that you didn't choose to be like that, it's just the way that you are, and all the people who are making comments about it are just assholes. That is true. There's nothing untrue about what I'm saying. You see, that's honest. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not fighting it. Like, I don't have a big nose, or why should people be like this? And motherfuckers are assholes out there. That's it. Like, we can't do anything about that. Motherfuckers are assholes. You can't control what these assholes be thinking. You just gotta accept that that is what is actually true, and what it actually means. And that actually means that you're in a hell room, because why the hell would you be brought here to be laughed at by idiots if it's not a hell room? Think about it. Like, we need to be honest with ourselves, bruh. It's through honesty that you will see final truth, you know, instead of the bullshit narratives that people be giving themselves all the time, trying to justify nonsense. Like, no, no, no. You need to keep on evolving, reaching higher truth. So, yeah, we need to be able to get rid of our weaknesses. We mustn't expect other people to help us cope with our weaknesses, right? Like, it has to be your job as a person. Like, you know what? This is me. These are my weaknesses. How do I deal with them? I was addicted to coke uh, until last year. The reason why I stopped drinking coke is because sometimes when I'll drink, cause coke has sugar, like, drink it, it'll get to a point where I couldn't digest food very well. So I knew something was wrong, and when I checked online, I forgot what they call the condition that I had. So I knew I had to cut sugar. So I don't really eat food with sugar. Like, I mean, sometimes, like, not a lot of sugar. Sometimes I'm no longer addicted to food with sugar. Like, I don't think about sugar with food with sugar, and I'm like, I want that. I don't even want it anymore. I don't even want cold drink anymore. Right? I was able to get rid of my weakness. And so you gotta be willing, like, to take it that far. Like, I'm trying to fight this shit. I'm trying to fight everything about me that is weak, so that the hell realm is not able to torture me like it used to, so that you can keep on learning and keep on pushing until the end, if you know what I mean, if that's you know that's what you want. I hope everyone can hear me. Thank y'all guys for joining. Sometimes this mic has a mind of its own, but yeah, you gotta realize the kind of place that you are in, and not be telling yourself lies, as if this is making sense. If it's not making sense, it's not making sense. Be honest to yourself about that. If you have any weaknesses that you see that the hell room is using to torture you, then you need to be honest with yourself and keep on fighting to get rid of these weaknesses. You'd realize that you'll actually suffer less. When you okay, I know as we get older, we suffer more than we used to suffer when we were kids, and I think it's because we never got to work on getting rid of our weaknesses. You see, think about the weaknesses that you had when you were younger. If you no longer have these weaknesses, are you suffering in ways that you were suffering? Imagine if you never got rid of any of these weaknesses at all, like you never got rid of any of them. That means that the health room would have different ways to torture you, bruh. Like it will be pressing any button and it will be able to torture you. You see? So we have to learn to get rid of our weaknesses. It's not easy, but I think you gotta choose your own pain. Like you need to get to a point where you're like, I'm choosing my own pain. There will be so much that we will get to understand as we learn to uh like take control of of how we feel about things, learning to unlove a lot of things, because that's also the problem is that we're attached to a lot of things. The more attached you are, the weaker you are. You see, attachments make you weak. Attachments make you weak. You go weak for whatever you are attached to, and you don't make rational decisions. This reminds me of Neo in the first Matrix. Is the first or second Matrix movie? I think he had to choose between saving Trinity and saving everyone. If I'm not mistaken, he chose to save one person over everyone. If you watch movies where maybe there's this person who they cannot, like the villains, they cannot get this person. This person is so powerful, and the villains decided, okay, you know what, let's just kidnap the people that this guy likes, and that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it works in the hell room. If the hell room can't even torture you, it's gonna try to use what you have to torture you. So we mustn't value things in this place too much that the hell realm even realizes that, oh shit, this is what we can use, and then boom, catches you, and then you suffer and you produce a lot of energy. So you also have to understand how it works, right? You have to understand how the hell realm works. It preys on your weaknesses, bro. Like it preys on any weakness that you have. It it will even, like, it will even manipulate you so that you feel the way that it wants you to feel, right? That's how that's how messed up this place is. The emotional remix attachments hold you back. You have to let go, break free, and live for yourself. There will be people that are disappointed whether you win or fail, so make yourself proud. That is 100% true. We must, I'm not saying we must be totally disconnected from the world, because we are in it, and we will be affected if we disconnect completely as if we are not in it. You get what I'm saying? But never tell yourself stories about the things that you have that's gonna make you attached. Like for an example, you're in a relationship. Oh, I found my soulmate. This person is this and that. Hell room got you. The real truth is anyone can be turned against you in this realm. So you should just know that, okay, I have this person. Let me enjoy whatever I can enjoy with them. Let me learn whatever I can learn with them. I will make mistakes. They will make mistakes, and I will evolve. Focus on that. Focus on the evolution part. Well, I have this now. I have this money now. Um, money comes and go. I don't know. I have this car now. Like, yeah, if my money lasts for a long time, good. If my car lasts for a long time, good. If this and that lasts, you know what I mean. But you mustn't be too damn attached to the things that you have. This reminds me of the movie Fight Club, where this guy, he had two personalities. The other personality didn't care. The other personality did care, but he didn't know that he had two different personalities. So when he didn't care, he would not know. Like, he would do things and not know that he's doing these things, and when he did care, he would do things that and not know that he's doing these things, right? When he didn't care, he was able to achieve a lot of things that were just impossible to achieve. When he realized in the end that he achieved these things, he was surprised, like, damn, what's going on? He started by burning his house. I mean, that's crazy, but I think it's look at it as if it symbolizes something, right? It's like now you're no longer attached to the things that you have. I think this guy actually said something to himself that I felt was profound. He said, the things you own end up owning you. So if you're too attached to these things, like, you're living in fear. Now these things actually own you, because they control you. They control how you feel, control your emotions, left and right. But if you are able to let go of whatever you have if you need to, right? If you feel it's time, if you're like, okay, it's fine, I'm letting go. Let me tell you something, and this is very important. Do you know that you can even be attached to certain emotions? Fear, anxiety, feeling of being disappointed, feeling of being weak, feeling of being defeated. You know what I mean? Like, you could actually be attached to these feelings and not be able to let them go, because you are too damn attached to these feelings. You are too attached to feeling sad. You're too attached to stressing. You're too attached to telling yourself things that bring your spirit down, right? So it's not just material things that we can be attached to. It's also our own feelings, right? It's also our own feelings. So your job is to let go. In fact, that's your job, because in the beginning you were taught to be attached to things, right? Since you were a kid, that's what you've been taught, to be attached to things. So if you keep on working on letting go to a point that nothing can really hurt you like that deeply anymore, maybe you'll be disappointed, but then you're not hurt so deeply that you can't even function because of something that you were too attached to. Because that's when you truly suffer. That's when you truly feel like giving up. But if there is nothing in your life that if you lost it, you feel like that, I'd say you're doing the right thing. If there's nothing in your life, if you lost it, you would feel so down that you feel like giving up. You are doing really, really good. Because that would mean that you are detaching yourself from a lot of things. You see? How can I let go of biological makeup that has been brought over 3,000 years ago? Um, the truth is that if you programmed yourself well enough and you were committed enough, there will be some things that feel natural that you'll be able to change about yourself. I remember on a video that I'm going to publish after this live, I spoke about like Shaolin monks. You watch that videos that doing things that you know they're supposed to be impossible, but they've dedicated their lives to, like, being able to do these things. So yes, of course, if you never taught yourself how to be attached to anything, you wouldn't be attached to nothing. Like, you wouldn't be attached. That's why if you took a person maybe who lived in a tribe where they believed life should be lived a certain way, they lived in harmony with nature and all that. You bring them into the modern world, they don't even value the things that you're attached to at all. Like things that you're attached to probably wouldn't even matter to them. You, if maybe they don't look love at love the way that you look at love. You know what I mean? The way that they interpret reality is not the way that you interpret reality. So maybe if they're supposed to have a partner, feel they don't look at it as like they have their own philosophy about what is actually going on. The problem is we've been programmed to be attached. That's the problem. Like you watch movies, they tell you, oh, this person's soulmate, this is what's going on, this and that, and you know what I mean. Like it makes us attached, you know what I mean. And when you are too attached, you become weak. I remember giving you this example from the TV series Invisible. There's this aliens called Viltrumites. They don't believe in love. They don't even if they decide to breed, they don't breed for the same reason that humans be breeding, right? They breeding so they can take over the world. That's it. Like that's it. They be training their children to take care. I mean, to become very powerful and take over the world, like take over the universe. Actually, not just the world. You see, one of them was sent to Earth, this piece of shit planet, and they were taught to be like they learned to be attached. They learned to feel emotions, and they became weak. Like that guy became weak because of that. Now he because of his attachment. But the other Viltrumite that grew up in the planet Viltrum, they weren't as they didn't have his weaknesses. But of course, you know that the ones who feel emotions are the ones who are going to win, because that's how we're being programmed to view things. This world is brutal and we're being tortured because of what we are telling ourselves. So there needs to be intellectual honesty. I was arrested in my bed once. Bro, he started to call me broke after that. Okay, let's see, because now I want to check the comments. I want to check some comments. The rate of you mentally change is as much as you can physically change. If you struggle with anxiety, this okay, APA sauce plus a Meg Jink sauce will help. I don't think people understand how much they uh eat. If I mean what they eat affects their mental health. Yeah, that's also true. Because here's the thing: there are a lot of things that we're addicted to, lots of foods that we're addicted to that can also make us weak. And when we're weak, that's when we make decisions that make us weaker, that make things worse for us. So we naturally become weaker. We're not in a realm where we are truly able to love one another, to be able to heal one another. That is why you have to learn to get rid of your weaknesses. Because any weakness that you have will turn into suffering because no one cares. Like if you're broke, no one cares. You're homeless, no one cares. You're not broke, people care. I mean, they don't really, but then it seems like they do. You know what I mean? Like any weakness that you have, any weakness, maybe you can't control your emotions, they don't care. No one's gonna be like, oh, you've been hurt when you were a kid, that's why this and that. They do not care. Thanks for the super thanks, Yamaya Yaramia Yaga. Hope I pronounced that right. Thank you so much, man. Let our favorite philosophers Benedictine, the motherfucking truth. Oh, let's all favor it. Yeah. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the more work you do, trying to like let go of the things that are making you weak. The more you evolve, there's a reason why guys online be talking about no fap. I think they have a new term for it now. Is it what, glooming or something like that? Gooning. I think, yeah, the word is gooning. Yeah, guys who were addicted to corn or addicted to sex or anything sex related, they decide to not engage in any sexual activity. Like, you know what, no fap and semen retention, they do actually become better. Like, they will be improvement, because any weakness that you have, because here's a weakness. Let me give you an example of why like corn is a weakness, because people can't control themselves. You find that a person doesn't necessarily want to watch it, but then they they watch it. Like, that's a weakness, right? It must be like, if you want to watch it, it must be something that you really want to watch. Like, it's not because now you're weak and you know what I mean, now you watch it because of that. It must be something that you just want to do. That, okay, now I want to watch this. So they find themselves more in control, and that also affect other parts of their lives. You find that a person is more disciplined now. A person is able to handle their emotions better now. You see, because they were doing the hard things to get rid of their weaknesses. So sometimes it's up to you. You decide that, okay, now I'm gonna do what is hard, but then so that I will feel better and be less weaker because I'm doing what is hard. Or I'm gonna do what is easy, but I'll be weaker. So the whole room is gonna torture me for my weaknesses. Uh, thank you so much for the super thanks, Leech. Uh, Limbach. Suffering is all in your mind. Your true self never suffers, and we can realize that better if we are able to let go of things that make us suffer. Because think about it. Let me give you a very simple example. Let's say you are in a relationship with a person that you're 100% attached to. You do understand that what is true is that if you never met that person, never became attached to them, you wouldn't be suffering because of them. Like, there's nothing that they're doing that should actually make you suffer, but now you're attached. So it's in the mind. Of course, you've programmed your mind to look at them as someone who should be in your life. And if they're not in your life, then you must suffer because of what you've been telling yourself. So it's actually in your mind. I agree 100%. What is your true self that can't suffer? Doesn't make any sense. Consciousness doesn't actually suffer. I don't think consciousness suffers. It's this physical body that actually suffers. John Max, even though I feel like this reality is built to torment me and kill me slowly, I still want to be the best version of myself and provide value to anyone I may interact with, so I'm better than the demons. Yeah, and that's not easy, but it definitely does make your experience better. Because here's the thing: if, for an example, you are angry at everyone, right? You're angry at everyone. That means that you're gonna treat them in ways that don't make them feel comfortable around you, or make them feel like they want to treat you better, right? But then if you kind of like you fair, like you're not showing them weaknesses, you're not being an asshole to them because maybe you're afraid, or maybe because you are angry, or you know what I mean, like you are actually working on yourself enough to be able to deal with your own emotions. So what happens is that they treat you better because of that, right? Because of the work that you have done. And if you are unable to get rid of your weaknesses, then they treat you worse. That's what sucks. So it's good to try to become the best version of yourself by trying to conquer all your weaknesses, you know, continuously, right? Like, figure out what your weaknesses are. I think as long as we're here, we will have weaknesses, because some weaknesses will develop, so meaning that even if you conquer all your weaknesses now, there will be new weaknesses that will develop that you also need to get rid of. So your job should be to get rid of all the weaknesses that might find yourself dealing with, which is not easy. You see, like it's not easy. Isolance, emotional pain is a real thing, but resistance to our pain, which is what causes suffering, is a choice. Yeah, emotional pain is a real thing. Sometimes I think what we do, we put ourselves in situations where we'll be disappointed. You know, like for an example, I might decide to get into a relationship with a person that I can see that obviously things won't go well here. But I'm like, what if like I'm that's me being weak because I can clearly see that things won't go well, but I'm choosing to be in that relationship just because I feel like I can't be with myself. I can't be alone. So I'm relying on other people's energy to feel better. I don't train myself to only rely on my own energy. I remember telling y'all that when I was younger, like when I finished high school, because I was so used to having people around me, I couldn't be alone and I was depressed because after I passed my matric, um, I wasn't accepted anywhere. So I couldn't go to university. So I had to take a gap year. Now my friends are gone. Those who failed are going to school in the morning. So I wake up and do nothing and I would feel alone. And that's when I learned to take long walks, learn to, philosophize about what's going on, thinking deeply about the nature of reality until it got to a point where I started to enjoy my own company than I enjoyed other people's company. Like it got to a point where I didn't want to be around other people. You see, because I reprogrammed my mind. I mean, I was forced to reprogram my mind, but it's possible. You know, if for example you feel like you want to be in a relationship whatever and maybe it's not working out for you because of how things are in the hell realm, you decide that, you know what, man, it never really works out. I just find myself, suffering and I'm tired, and then you like, I'm just gonna let go of all of that. And then you and you keep on reprogramming your mind to never want a relationship, meaning that that's what you need to tell yourself every day because that's what you don't want it anymore. Yeah, it will get to a point where you don't want a relationship for real, where you just be like, I don't know why people be doing that. Why do we even need that in the first place? Like it will get to a point where you don't actually want it, or maybe you find a replacement that hurts less or that doesn't hurt, and you don't even come attached to it. Dreamstorm. I've stopped caring about worldly progress anymore. Stop listening to people who insist on telling you that you have to pursue this and that. Yeah, that's one of the biggest, biggest trap in this room because we stopped working on ourselves and started working on obtaining material things. So now the whole room has different ways to torture us because you never worked on yourself at all. You're working on getting material things. I just wish that everyone had enough money to be able to take care of themselves because sometimes people have to go out there and work because they don't really have that much of a choice. Like they gotta eat, right? But then if you find yourself in a position where you can't like have enough money to take care of yourself and you try to chase material thing, you realize, now or later that it's actually a trap. These things that you feel you need, even if you get them, they still won't really bring you like fulfillment or happiness, anything closely related to that. You see, it's you stopping wanting these things. It's you attaching yourself from these things. That's the work that needs to be done, which is not easy. because you've been wanting these things for too damn long. You see, if you have wanted something for too damn long, you want it more. That's the thing. It's the same as being in a relationship with someone. The reason why it's hard to let them go is because you have trained yourself to want them. If you met them today and they say, I don't want you, stay the fuck away from me, bro, within some few minutes you don't give a shit about them, right? Because you've never trained yourself to want them. So we have been trained to want these cars. That's why I gave you out this example that people who living like in isolation, like people, you know, who live in like in these tribes that never really been to our world, they don't value these things that we value at all. You saw them in TV. I mean, yeah, they'll be interested at first. I mean, they'll be fascinated, right? But they're not addicted to it. You know what I mean? You show them TikTok. What the fuck is this shit? Why the fuck are these people dancing? You know what I mean? Like, what the? Because people be doing ridiculous shit on TikTok now. It's kind of crazy sometimes. Like when you're on TikTok and you're scrolling, you're like, how did we get to this, bro? But yeah, we have trained ourselves to love this world. We have trained ourselves to be attached to this world. We have trained ourselves to be one with this world. So that actually makes our lives very difficult. Drunken from another father. Hey, Benedictine, over your stuff, man. I've been watching your stuff for ages. Been wanting to ask you this. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Glad to know there's others thinking the same. Oh, thanks, man. I like I like it when like someone who's been watching my videos for like a very long time comment, because like we're growing together. We're growing together. Dream story, and they hate the way I live, but I've got to just uh, lonely but real. I love your videos, man. They help me. I'm starting to post, uh, and I'm not getting any support or watch. I hope I grow like you one day. It's lonely. Uh, I wish I could check your channel. Just that I don't know how to. Lonely but real. Yeah, man. I hope people are able to click and subscribe. Just that I don't know if it's not gonna end my stream. Yeah. Not one load. Responding to Dreamstone. Isaiah, I enjoy your videos, man. How do you handle overthinking scenarios? For example, deciding between being a garbage man or learning a trade. Um, One of the things, like here's what I think about overthinking. There are times to overthink, and there are times to act. So the problem with overthinkers is that they want to overthink all the time, right? Like you're in a situation where you must act, and you're still overthinking. Like maybe you should have, you know, been overthinking when you were sleeping, or when you were alone chilling and you were doing nothing. But there are times to act. You know, the more you take actions, the better. You know, if if you like, you also learn that maybe a lot of things that you value, you don't really value them that much because you're taking more action than thinking. You see, when you think a lot, that's when you become too attached to think than when you do a lot of what you want to do, basically. Like you're not letting your fear, because overthinking also comes from fear, right? It's like, yeah, but what if I make a wrong decision? What if I make a wrong move? You know what I mean? That's fear. That's attachment to fear. You see, so there must be no of like there must be overthinking when you feel is necessary, but overthinking mustn't be your your state of mind all the time. You see, because you will, Like you stagnate a lot unless you want to become like the best philosopher in the world. I guess like overthinking might be a good might be a good thing for you, but in general, it's better to take action than thinking a lot, right? Actually, if you think a lot and then take action, you're probably gonna be making the right decision. The reason why I'm telling you this is because a lot of people don't think, right? They just take action, take action, take action. So if you actually do think and then take action, you're probably gonna make better decisions than most people. See? Wrong. Benedictine, do you believe in free will? Not at all. I don't believe we have free will. I believe that everything is causality, man. Even me making this video, like it's gonna cause you to feel and even think a certain way. Like maybe think in new ways that you've never thought before. That's causality. It's not free will. You didn't cause that to happen. You know what I mean? If you watched this video and that it caused you to feel a certain way or to start thinking of some ideas. So it's causality. Everything is caused by something else. We are all victims of causality. That's why I don't even judge people. Like, hey man, be you, do your own thing. So why are you saying we have to let go of attachment? We have no choice what we are attached to or what we let go of. What do you mean we have no choice? No choice what we're attached to? Oh, because I said there's no free will. Listen, I've just explained that we're victims of causality. It's like this. It's like if someone said, "Stop being sad," right? And maybe it causes you to feel more sad. Then maybe they told you that they love you and hugged you, and then now you stop feeling sad. Causality. I'm making a video talking about why it's important to let go of your attachments. You understand the importance of letting go of attachment, and then you let go of attachment. That's causality. So that's what I mean. So there's no contradiction at all. You just have to understand that maybe focus more on things that cause you to make better decisions, right? That's causality than focusing more on things that making you bad decision. And even me saying you must focus on these things, that's causality still. That's gonna make you want to focus more on these in things that make you good decisions. Soul Coop says I took psychedelics 8 years ago. I'm still a bit high for it. That's really really funny. What kind? What kind? Because that's actually funny. Like, how is that even possible? Like, but yeah, letting go of our attachment. Like, I don't know a person who never became free after letting go of their attachment, right? Especially if these attachments that you have are bringing you down, right? Especially if these attachments that you have are bringing you down. If you let go of what's bringing you down, you become stronger. You don't become weaker. Think of all the attachments that you have. Think about how you feel about these things that you have. Think about the people that you're attached to. How would you feel if these people said you're not good enough? If these people said, "Look, we have this party, but we're not inviting," or they made a party and they didn't invite you, how would you feel? You're attached to them. You see, that makes you weak, right? Like you look at them and be like, how can they have a party and not even invite me? What kind of friends are they to have a party and not even invite me? That's attachment. But if you're like, nah, it doesn't really matter because you're not attached. You see, if you don't even talk to your neighbor and they throw a party, you just pass and look at them. It doesn't really matter. But if you value them too much that you actually attached to them, it's gonna hurt. Find that they weren't attached to you at all, but you were attached to them. So it hurts that they created a party and didn't invite you. You see, it's attachment. So if we can keep on working on letting go of the things that are making us weak, we will naturally become stronger and be able to handle life's problems better than if we're unable to let go of the things that are making us, you know, weak. These things that are making us feel these negative emotions. So the problem with taking drugs to numb the pain is that you will end up being attached to them. So now you rely on them. It's like if you rely on alcohol to numb the pain. So now you rely on it. And what happens if your body start changing? What happens if you start um, becoming weaker? Your health deteriorates. You might find yourself suffering more. So this is the problem with relying on other things to feel strong. Like you have to be working on yourself so much that you are attached to nothing, so that nothing you lose makes you feel weak. We've just been programmed wrong by this room. Like that's the real problem. We've just been programmed wrong. And listen, if we grew up in a world where they said this bottle is really really important, everyone must have this bottle. If and you must you must love this bottle. You know what I mean? If someone steals this bottle from you, it's a big deal. Do you know that people will be attached to that idea? There's a reason. Let me give you this simple reason, right? In America, you can't call a black man the right. There are people who will be truly offended, but should they be? You might say, yeah, yeah, they should be because of the history and all that. Like, nah, not really. It's just attachment. Like you attached to that idea, right? Like if it you didn't take it seriously, like it means nothing. I don't really give a damn. It will mean nothing to you because it shouldn't. Know what I mean? Like it's not like it's still gonna affect you. It's not like if and it's not like when people say it, they really mean what they meant back then. It's not really the same thing. But I'm not saying people must go around calling other people N word. Like obviously, but I'm just trying to show you how that idea is affecting people's emotions, right? Do you remember when Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan used to say that like a lot of times until they caught him, he had to apologize. Everyone was angry at him, and dude like handled everything well. He apologized, and it was all good after he apologized. But it's attachment to ideas that makes us suffer. Like if I'm attached to the idea that, like, if I have a friend, I'm attached to the idea that my friend shouldn't have other friends. I must be the only friend. If I'm attached to that idea, that means that if they have other friends, that's gonna hurt me. Because I'm told myself that a friend must only have one friend. You see? So that's what I'm telling you, that we've been programmed to be attached to things that actually bring us pain. So the more honest we are with ourselves, the easier it is to detach ourselves from a lot of things that actually make us feel weak. I love when people comment about religion. Like, uh, Loon, I had not seen you in like forever, and I couldn't even see that it's you because of the uh, like the profile picture. But great to see you. I should work on the Discord thing again. I'm still thinking of the best way to like create a Discord server that's gonna like really work. Because I enjoyed our conversations. Like we used to have great conversations, bro. What I liked about Discord is that we will just join. Like if we're having like if right now I'm having a conversation with your guys, a person could just join and we start communicating. No request, nothing. And I wish YouTube can actually work on that because that would be great. If anyone could request and then I accept. I don't know why they've not done that. They're doing it the old way on YouTube. Like you have to send a link to someone, and if you want to go live with them, I don't know. I think it's the old way of doing things. So they should invest their money on that. It will be good. ABC got ran over by a car and survived. Left with the pain. Yo, that must be like one of my worst fears getting ran over by a car. Like, no. I can't even imagine the pain that people go through when they go through something like that, and the fact that that happens every day, like that's like really scary. Maestro's 9, ain't you going to start the memberships? Probably will, but I will see what the best idea is. Um, I'm not really like I haven't really thought about it that much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start maybe channel memberships, and that's when I'm gonna maybe have like give people who are on who are members the channel. I mean, the link to the Discord so that we don't have too many people because that's what made it hard the first time. Is that maybe if trolls will be there and you know, but then people you find that it's not people who genuinely want to be there. It's just people because no one will post con if that they really wanted to be there. Like, why would someone post corn if they really wanted to be there? So I'll actually think about it and even communicate with your guys and figure out together what is the best idea that we think is gonna work, so that we'll have like a Discord server that's healthy and that we'll all benefit from without experiencing a lot of unnecessary problems. I think that would be great. What do you think about creating art like painting? Yo, that's like really beautiful. Like that's a beautiful way to distract yourself. There's a beautiful way to disconnect from a lot of things, because you are the creator, right? You're the one who does the creating. So you know what I mean? Like it's all you. You can forget about a lot of things when you focus on being creative. You see, like when I'm live with y'all guys, if I have a problem now, I'm not really focusing on that problem. I'm creating something. I'm connecting with people in a healthy way. So I don't think about my problems. You see, so there's beauty in that. So yeah, if you can create something and you use your time to work on that, I think that's beautiful. Like if you can make music, you focus on that. You know what I mean? Don't focus more on the because the reason why I say that's good, it's a good thing, is because it's all you, right? It's all you. Like if you're a musician, that's you. That's who you are. So you're not like focusing on another person who's making music. Oh, make music for me, make music for me. Like you're relying on yourself. You see? So you kind of letting go of your attachment and going within and bringing out what is within. So that's beautiful. Like that's one of the most uh effective ways to get rid of attachment. You see? My personal metaphysics is I might change my mind. Everything is real. Reality is like a placebo. Feel life one planet, but there's 8 billion worlds. I don't really understand what you mean, but that does sound deep. Outlook B. Your thoughts on people using science to justify life, referencing your latest JP. Um, you know how I look at it. It's the same way that people like will be using the Bible to justify life. Like it's kind of like the same thing because science doesn't have meaning. It's just they've just discovered maybe some things through science, but there's no meaning. We are the ones who interpret what is going on, what we have discovered, and we can interpret things in ways that don't really make a lot of sense, right? And these people might sound very intelligent because maybe they studied science and mathematics. I remember there's this guy, what is his name, the black guy who's his name, man, this black guy. I don't know if he's a scientist or, but I remember I said there's there's more than 8 billion humans on Earth. There's other planets where there could be, life. And even on this planet alone, like it's not like it's only humans that are here. There are billions of living organisms, and you feel depressed because maybe you just lost your car. Like, you know what I mean? Like the universe is big, and like we must understand depression, understand what causes depression, try to get rid of what's causing depression, detach yourself from these things that be causing depression, and that's it. That what he said doesn't really, like, it's not like there's no real intellectual honesty, right? Like there's no understanding of what depression really is. Thank you all guys for joining the live. Like the video, and wait for the video that I'll drop maybe 2 or 3 hours from now or earlier, because I'm still gonna upload the video. But it's done. It's one of my favorite videos. So yeah, look out for it. Um, also do the notification thing. Like if you subscribe to this channel, so that when I drop a video, you'll be notified. That would be great. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't liked the video, like the video. Let's keep on growing. Thank you all, guys.